Ugh. Right, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Hope everybody's also staying cool, because it is blazing hot in a lot of places right now. Make sure you all stay hydrated. If you don't start feeling well, get some rest. Be careful if you're out in the heat. Today, we're continuing the Tropical Park, and I've got some kind of wild stuff that I want to try to do today. I am going to say this is going to be... Well, I don't want to say my last stream for a bit, because it isn't. But I'm just going to be taking a couple days off after today. Maybe we'll pick back up Friday evening, or perhaps, Saturday. So, gonna spend a good bit of time in the park. Or, in the game. Building my park. And then, gonna take a couple days, just try to get some stuff done around the house, and... I may end up playing off-stream. But I don't know. And then we'll pick back up later in the week or the weekend. Maria, welcome. Tropical theme? Yeah, no. Haha, tropical theme means tropical weather. Well, it's too bad they don't have an Arctic theme if we could follow that record. I would prefer some cooler, milder weather. But that's not happening. Yeah, the heat has been pretty oppressive. Very unpleasant. Not really much that you can do about that, but... I mean, it is what it is. Oh, come on. There we go. Look at all these people eating. A lot of people in swimsuits, that's good. They can enjoy their food and hopefully get a little bit of a break from the heat. Go cool off in a pool. And this is actually really cool, because when you're sitting over here, you get a little bit of a, oh, it's gonna come right around the curve right here. Yeah, take a look at that, the final helix into the brake run from Mako. I don't like that transition a whole lot, but I'm not going to mess with the ride right now. The scenery looks cool, though. I'd like to find a way, if it would be possible for this to interact, and maybe we'll do that with a different ride. But I really like when you have a park that interacts with, like the paths, maybe other locations where, you know, park goers are spending time. Maybe even, for example, like, I mean, this is a mild, but nice example of, you know, right here on the coaster, you're passing by this, the wave pool's actually got a pretty good crowd now. And then the restaurant. I'd like it to interact a little more. Maybe, or at least make a ride that interacts more with the queue, some other location. Okay, let's take a look at this over here, because they're saying there are not enough tables, and so people are actually having to stand in line and wait for other people to get up. I mean, there are a couple open tables. Maybe we can add a few. So, there are a total of 15, 18, 21, 30 tables. And I think the way that I grouped it was you'd have 15 per restaurant counter. Yeah, so we can add 5. So this is grill 1, so we could find a place to add 5 tables, maybe down here. and then find a place to add 5 tables for this one. But we're starting to run out of room. We can't really go this way because of the coaster. You can't really go this way because of the pool. I mean, we could, technically. I think that would be high enough. We could actually check. Just out of curiosity, let's take the stamp builder. Rails. Supports. Oh, you can. Okay. And then we have a slightly expanded area over the wave pool. That'd be able to get... Ah! And we're gonna delete that one. The question is this enough room? Oh no! I want the railings on. If we do build out that way. Require us to space this a little bit more. That's going to be tough, actually. So I think what we'll do here is let's just turn that on. I don't think that's going to be enough room. Yeah, maybe we leave that as is, and... I mean, I suppose we could go out this way. And then we can't really go this way. You can right there. That would get us a few more tables over here. Okay, so those are the ones that are connected. These are for the first one. So I think we could fit 3 or 4. Let's just tab out of that there. And we'll add... Let me click out of... Oh, come on. Duplicate. Shoot. Try that there. It'd be cool if it was possible to add like a booth up here. You might actually be able to. But I think what would happen there Oh, come on. Alright, add, and then these 3. I don't like how close that gets, really. And then I think we'd only really be able to add one back here. Alright, and then we can add 4 and maybe 1 somewhere. Can't really have one right there. Somebody's not happy. Oh. Haha, that was weird. She like walked through the stairs. And we got a security guard singing. I suppose we could add a few over here. So let's see. Yeah, I don't want to clutter that too much. We could add a couple squares back here. Because these are... Point snapping. Get that man a record deal! What's going on, Banana? Welcome. Alright, let's undo that. Oh. I see what's going on here. So we'd actually have to delete that small square right there. I mean, that's inconsequential. We could realistically delete that there as well, since this is all just scenery. We could delete that tree to open a little bit more space up. I don't want to do that, though. I do like the way it looks, the aesthetic. Maria, a water stride landed on my laptop and is watching your stream with me. Haha! Aw. Come on. Do we have to re-add? Alright, well, this will get us these extra tables here. Well, that's easy. We can actually just, like, separate one of these tables. 2, 6, 10, 15, 20. That's 20 tables, and we are good to go. Now if we go to grill 1... Yeah. Oh, Strider. Alright, now let's actually do this. It's 15, 16, 17. Those belong to the other one. And then we only have to add 3 tables. Somewhere. We realistically could do that over this pathway. Right here. It'd make this a little bit boxy. But now we can go in and add stamp. And if we need to move that table temporarily, and then do we want to try to maybe fit additional tables over here? We could do... something like that, perhaps. Don't really like the way that that has come out, but it's okay. And we'll do a couple point-to-point snaps. Gonna rotate that just a little bit more. Let's get this. Little bit of an offset right there. And then we'll duplicate that. And then we've got to rotate this piece here. Just try to get it to line back up. Advanced move, now we'll get to rotate, spin red. And that actually gets it pretty close. What? What in the world? Did you see that? Ah, good enough. And then what do I maybe try to do? Yeah, stamp that over. This is a little bit cluttered. And maybe what we can do is rotate the tables and space these a little bit better together. And I might be able to clear up a little bit of this excess. And let's fix that joint. Einstein would be horrified by what they just did. That's funny. Alright. That's a bit cleaner. When you see a free table, no time to waste. Right. What I think I'd want to do is actually rotate these here. Oh, we could fit 18 tables right here. Without hesitation. Oh, come on. I don't know. Yeah. Let's go into here. I know I'm spending a little bit of time just trying to fix up this. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I think it really would be just beneficial to have. There we go. Now we have full capacity. I actually like this song. It kind of gives me like... It's almost like Japanese, like J-pop music or something. And I don't listen to that. But it's just got like a really catchy tune, and I think it fits really well with a couple of the, like a couple of the shop themes. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, this looks really pretty. I'm pleased, though, that actually people are using the wave pool. We could even just put some shameless advertising up here. Oh man, that's just really cool. This low profile turn. Like, look at this. You're in the wave pool, and then you see the train come right by. Or you're up here eating, and then you see it circle by. And you can look down at the people swimming. Look at this guy, just did like a front flip onto his inner tube. Okay, alright, let's move on to bigger and better things. I don't want to neglect this side of the park. Look at the line for Kraken, though. Ooh. That's got pretty long. And this ride should actually have some pretty good capacity. Which works to our benefit. But when the line is as long as it is, it kind of still compounds the situation. We may need to actually make some more curves with this. Even the priority line is starting to kind of fill up. If we go back over here, though, take a look. Not much of a line. Even though this ride is popular, it just has better capacity by virtue of being a faster ride. Look at that. It got stuck on the lift hill. That hurts the ride experience. You want it to flow all the way through. The good thing is, though, this train didn't get stuck on the mid-course, because that actually hurts the pacing and makes this half of the ride less intense and a little fun. Which, I want to avoid that. So I'd rather it get stopped up at the lift hill than at the mid-course. I love how we were able to set this. This has got to be like an 87, 88 degree. And here's the thing you can actually do. If we go into testing, yeah, 6.99. That actually hurt. Hurt the experience, the way that that was kind of sitting there. We'll find out this train. Hopefully would be a little higher. Bring it back into the 7s, but we know at our best it's about 8.2. Yeah, it's up to 7.8 there. 5,477 miles per hour, 198 feet. It doesn't tell the angle of the drop. Well, okay, whatever. How does this have one inversion? Is it counting this overbanked turn as an inversion? It's not. I don't know where it's coming up with that. Doesn't invert there. It's not a 90-degree bank anywhere on this ride other than in that overbanked turn, and that's technically a non-inversion piece, so I don't know. We may have to adjust some of the queue time, or the not the queue times, but the station hold times and stuff. Kind of fix that up. Look at these people just throwing their trash here. Guess we should put some railings on this path here. Does this have a painter? Customized brush. Yes, it does. Alright, there we go. I think the game counts anything over 95 degrees as an inversion. I don't even think the overbanked turn is... It probably is more than 95 degrees. Not much. If it is, it's not much. But that's really interesting, because this is actually an element piece. Like, this isn't handcrafted. And it says, like, non-inverting. Okay. I'd actually like to see this at night. I bet that looks absolutely spectacular at night. We go all the way back to here. That actually doesn't even come out that far. And I mean, you can barely... well, you can see it, but it just kind of blends in better. Over there. Pickpocketers. want to make some additional water slides. Kind of have something to fill this area in a little bit better. Stamp. I don't even think we need this. I'm gonna delete it. It probably will hurt the scenery score a little, but it doesn't fit. Yeah, okay, that's a bit better. And then we can actually just tie that path together. Oh, another small piece. Oh, come on. Merge disabled, really? Well, okay, there we go. We can maybe focus on building something out this direction. Maybe some additional slides. And I've got a couple cool ideas for what I want to do over here today. I actually spent a little bit of time doing a little research on some good formats of some water slides. And right now, we can do single or double inner tube. Let's build a good-sized flume. Now, up here, we'll do an enclosed start. We'll expand that top. And let's set some colors. We have to do that here first. I want to go with a teal. We're going to change the lighting. Just temporarily, just so we can kind of see this a little bit better. Teal's actually a little bit light. That's too dark. So let's go with something kind of in the middle. That's a good one, actually, I think. That's a good teal color. I actually like that green. Then we'll maybe try to switch to like a yellow. Slightly lighter. And then the orange is actually pretty good. Or we could go kind of with that, and then let's just do the Spanish gray supports that I usually go for. Okay. And then you kind of get this almost like tropical. We may clean that up, so I'm not totally sold on those colors. Oh, that's cool. I actually don't think I've actually built a like a tube ride, or tube slide, I should say, with the transparent. That's wide. I know the body slides, of course, are much narrower, so it looks more natural. Well, let's just give this a nice, gentle drop. Level it back out. Little curve back around. This will be an interesting piece right here. We'll do 2 of those. We'll give it a little bit of a steeper drop down. Let it pick up a little bit of speed. We'll do a high wall. That direction, actually. Make that turn a little larger because it's going to have a fair bit of speed. Oh, we could actually switch that back. It'd be cool if we had double high wall. That would be neat. They don't. Not a big deal. So do just another small gradual drop piece. And okay, so what I wanted to build isn't available with this type. I think we need to use the large circular raft slide type. We're gonna do something like that. We're gonna do the boomerang style. So maybe what we'll do here is curve this a little more. And then have it cut back. And this is where it's gonna get wild. That is a steep drop. We actually don't even probably... Well... Yeah, no, that'll work. We'll do the cut back there. We'll have it splash down into the pool. Oh yeah, you can do these drop bowls into the water. But we're not going to do that with this. We're just going to have it end out in a pretty typical... Or, what we'll do is just level it out. Alright. So here's where we're gonna need to make a pool. And again, we'll go with just a very typical swimming depth. You could probably actually make it wading depth. That's fine. And we'll do a stamp up to size 2. And then do we need to go to path size to scale that down? Maybe not. Create custom. We could have a second slide and... yeah, you know what? Let's do the stamp on this side right here. And then up to shallow there. Flumend. Oh, and then it runs out into the pool, kind of. Yeah, you know what? Let's actually delete that end. Can it run out? Yes. That's fine. Alright, I'll tell you what we'll do. Is we will actually delete... yeah, that'll be totally fine. And then what we'll do is actually delete that stamp. And then set up the wading and then a shallow right there. Just to run out. We'll tie that in together. We can demo the path over here. And how about a test? Almost wish I would have made that a double. Whoa! Wow! A bit of a drop. Another little bit of a drop. I would like to see that. Yeah. How does it test? 4.5, that's it? I almost think if we could make that taller and steeper, where it gets higher up. Yeah, I think we want that to go higher up. Alright, so let's take a look at this here. See how we can maybe modify this. Let's take that piece. Delete. Yep, we're working the right way. Shorten that. Level it out. Lengthen it, and now we can... let's do 13. Actually, just I want to see and make sure that it'll take that curve okay. It should. Just want to make sure it doesn't get stuck somewhere. Bumpy. Nice little bit of a drop. And we gotta see it come up. No, it stalls out right there. Okay. So that actually changes things a little bit. I don't want to delete that right there where it is. I kind of like that location. And it really actually isn't. It goes through that a little bit fast, so maybe what we can do is actually make a bigger drop here. How much of a drop is that? 22? Yeah, we'll lower... Oh! I fell off and then landed there in that slide port right there. Level it off there. Make a little bit less of a gradual. Okay, now we'll do the 2 undulating sections there. Switch back to regular track. Now we have a more gradual. And it should make it up that a bit. No, it stalls out again. Okay. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Whoa. Can you? Oh, you can. You can double those. Okay, that's kind of cool. So maybe what we need to do is have it drop right into one and then the other. So maybe what we'll do here is actually just clear this entire part out. Have it continue to curve around. Maybe the other way. So we don't want to get it to inner platform, so I think we need to straighten that out. Level it. Now we can do this. And let's try that. That gets higher, but I think it just loses a lot of momentum right there. So maybe what we'll do from here... nope, I don't want to delete that. It would be cool to run the double. Is maybe we set up here. I think that'll be a little high G-force. We have a little bit of a double down piece. We know what makes that fine. Oh! Okay, we're not doing... It's too much airtime off of that drop right there, so the autocomplete was not what I would say successful. So let's work backwards. A little bit of a straight piece. We could even do something like that there. That might be a little bit of a rough transition. Yeah. Or we could even just clean this up for a better. I think I know what I want to do here. I'm gonna take out this. And we're going to build it from back. Do we want to do potentially the double? No, we're going to do the single, and here's why. There is another type of ride that we can do a double. Sort of like that. Oh, that has a water jet section. I forgot about that. I know some of these do. I didn't know the inner tube, like the single inner tube one, does. So maybe what we'll do is switch to the undulating. Then we'll do a small turn. Maybe one more of these. It's not going to line up at the station. Ah! Starting to run out of ideas with this. I don't really think it would like that drop anyway. Maybe here's where it could incorporate a little bit of the water blast. We just don't want it to go, you can make that go 22 miles an hour over that top. Hmm. That might actually work okay. Oh, that's so good. There we go. I think that's better. That water blaster comes in at the perfect time too, because it loses a lot of speed right before it hits it. .8, still not all that exciting. I thought that would be better. Well, cannot place here, really. Sounds like it just loses a little bit of its momentum. Let's run the test. So it's in the 3s there. Kind of snakes around a little bit. Gets some there. It's that right there, I think, that really kind of hurts it. It's good excitement there. Alright, and maybe what we'll do... So we want to make that transparent. Yeah, let's do that. I think this is okay. It's something. Now what we can do is expand the platform. We'll have to add another one. Connect that. I'll figure out colors in a little bit here. Entrance is probably going to have to go there on that staircase. We'll figure out a way to connect it. No, I'll actually not do that yet. Alright. Let's go ahead with a steep drop off this one. A high wall that direction, because it's going to turn this way. Oh, excuse me. And then maybe what we'll do here, send the drop into an enclosed portion. Maybe expand it. Oh, those are slightly offset somehow. Okay. Interesting. Not sure why that's happening, so we may end up having to expand that or just redo this. Oh, I see. It's not quite... Yeah, it's not quite even. Interesting. We can fine-tune that, actually. Simply by turning the angle snap off, and... Now we'll turn it back on. What does the enclosed drop? Well, those end up coming up. Whoa, come on. Come on. Back to that. Actually switch that. Run out section. And... No, we'll just go back to the regular pipe. Yeah, that's a bit better. Let's test it. Not bad. It's kind of mild, but it's fine. These aren't supposed to be like mine busters or anything like that. Tech Chariot, me want cookie. Welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Platform. Kind of right there. Again, these are not meant to be like superstar flume rides or anything. Just remove that there. Dinosaur Park when? They don't have a dinosaur park, unfortunately. That would actually be a pretty cool theme. Oh, come on, don't... Yeah, so don't connect that. Gosh. Alright, let's do stamp. Or let's get rid of that. It's probably going to end up. So what we'll just do is... We'll stamp there. Now we can do the line. Guests are having their pool passes refunded because they're not spending enough time. Really? We'll have that go there. Alright. We'll call this Boomerang Falls. Is it the most creative name out there? No. But it's sufficient. And I like the light gray color of that better than the pink. Let's open it. We're gonna need to add a lifeguard here. So what I'll go ahead and do is turn railings off. We'll add stamps in this direction. Merge disabled. That's workable. Okay. This one... It's got these kind of rattlers. I don't remember what they're called. Oscillators, I think, is what they're called. So we'll call this one the Rattler River. And we'll try to give this a little bit of a darker sort of feel to it. Maybe we go with a medium blue. Or we'll switch to a light gray on that. And on that we could try going with a... Or actually kind of like that. Rattler... oh, let's go with Rattling River. Well, people are going to him. Let's go to Lifeguard Station. The short chair does cover this entire pool. Good enough. Oh, these are not connected. Just barely. Okay. Okay, they are now. And then what we could do is try to tie that together. Be a little bit of custom path work. Alright, and let's actually... we'll fix that with a stamp. Let's go with size 2. I could... anything over 95 degrees is a heat wave. Yeah, somebody turn on the AC. Yeah, it's hot here. It's been pretty oppressive, the last bit. Alright, let's try to line this up. And actually... that's a little bit of a jagged... yeah, curve. But maybe here... we can tie that there. Really? Let's delete these, and let's do the line builder here. Oh, I see, because this is just a slightly lower elevation. Wow. Alright, so we've got a... so let's do this, actually. Let's come out here. Awkward kind of ramp, but... yeah, the line over there is thinning out. decent line for this, but this ride is such good capacity that I don't think the line's ever going to get long unless the park gets just jam-packed. I like how that's come out. And that actually looks really good in the morning. Guests can't reach a park exit? Really? Oh, they must have fixed it. Boy, it's crowded over here. Uh-oh! Oh, yuck! I didn't realize that wasn't connected. Well, shoot. Alright. Oh, let's move that. We'll need to try to find a way to cover both of these. So maybe the pool is okay because that's covered there, but we need to find a way to cover the pool and that without detracting too much from the scenery experience. There was something right there, I thought. Alright, and it's covered now, so all we need to do is run a line. Shem, welcome! It's a Halloween-themed wave pool. Yuck! Alright. So let's go into facilities. I was surprised. I thought that was connected. Okay. Now that'll be good. Well, that'll clear up. And let's build a few more slides out over this way. This is gonna get kind of cluttered. Can people fit under this? They can. So what we could actually do is another small pool. And we're gonna do a circle pool of swimming depth water. And there's a reason it needs or will need to be swimming depth, as opposed to wading, because we usually just do wading depth for our slide runouts, but this one is going to be different. That looks good, if I may say so. And that is level, so we will be able to fit people underneath this path. Never mind the supports.
Hello?
Alright, go over there and take your break. Yeah, he was stuck on the island, I guess. Huh. It'll be comfortable right there, at least. Guests can't reach a park entrance? They get stuck on the chairs all the time. Good lord. Okay. We're gonna shut that pool off. We're gonna shut this one off. We don't want people swimming in it. That will make them get out of the water after they finish their ride. Now, what we need to do... I'm gonna check something here. I think we have a couple different options. Just gonna raise that for a moment. And I'm gonna look at available special... Oh, cool! I forgot this hasn't... That's a double loop. These are cool. These are like inclined loops on the slides. Oh, excuse me. Plug hole is what they call those. We're not going to do that. Let's try this double inner tube. See the end pieces. Same thing, but that one's a bit larger, since it has the inner tube. This basically just drops them into the circular. We can delete that. We can delete that as well. So we'll have to try to place it so that the funnel is over the over this. And how we'll do that, we may be able to set up additional platform. We'll do a double inner tube for this one. Oh, let's turn angle snap back on. Let's do the enclosed portion first. And oh, this one doesn't have like the whirlpool thing. So it's just a switch to a high wall. And this is going to be tough because we got to get this to line up just right. And for now, what we can do is just get this to lower, so that we're at least lined up with the truck. So for example, oh, so it's got to come out to the side a considerable amount. So what we could actually do is fully level up level off with a 180-degree turnaround. Come down, and I'm just testing this at the moment. That's going to interfere with the body slide. So what we whoop. We'd have to shorten that track. And we would end to the left. Gotta come out another piece. So we level out. And it is above the body slide. Would have to come out a little bit further though. So let's do another straight section. It's gotta come out some more. More? A little more. Shorten that. That is pretty close to center. We can restamp that if we have to, slightly. The other thing we could do, actually, now that I think about it, is just tighten these turns slightly. And then the same thing here. Let's just make sure we're clear of the body slide. Yes, we are. Still above the body slide. And that is pretty close to center. I mean, that's very close. So we could even shorten that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And what we could do from here is potentially change the... Let's just test it and see how it does, because this might actually be okay. I don't know. It's gonna spiral around a bit. And then eventually they'll fall right into the pool. 4.62. With the... Oh. And it gets a little chaotic when people fall in. That might be okay. But what we could do is just kind of modify this a little bit. Kind of send them into that there. And if we wanted to do... Yeah, let's reprofile this. So let's delete that and go... Alright, we'll start with a slightly more gradual drop. Then we can do the oscillating pieces. And let's go into a transparent right here. Take it downward. And I think what we did was 20, 16, and 20. Let's go ahead and do one more kind of little oscillating. And this is where it'll drop. And we can actually... We have two options here. We can actually... This might be easier to do. And, well, that actually exceeds, excuse me, the track limit. So we'll have to do that. But that will connect fine. That should be a little more entertaining, I would hope. So let's give that a run. We go through the wavy part. And then they just fall in there. Spirals them a little more. And if we officially test it, and Kraken is at critical condition and requires a refurbishment to avoid it breaking down. We'll have to fix that. Five. That's a bit better. Alright, we'll call this Cyclone Splashdown. Let's go take a look at Kraken. What's going on with it? Oh, and that sucks. I'd hate to clear out a pretty long line like that. Ride condition 23%. Surface badge is active, but what we're going to have to do is refurbish the ride. So, we'll probably have to close it down at some point here and get it fixed up. Alright, let's go over to this and color it. For Cyclone, I'm thinking something like teal. Maybe something like a gold? Or darker gray. And then like another. Like that to match. That's probably okay, but that's a little too similar to that, I think. So maybe what we'll do with this... Ooh. Power generator broke down. Maybe a shade of blue like that. Actually, I like that a bit better. And we can open it. And to get out of here, let's make a little bit better of a footpath. To try to connect. And this will be tough. What we may need to do is actually make a bit of a bridge up above this. Oh, it goes through the path, or through the slide rather. Whoops. Yeah, we can't do that. I thought that cleared. Obviously not. Let's get a little crowded over here. And that becomes slightly too steep. Bring it back down to ground level. Alright, connect it back that way. That should help. What in the world? These people are launching onto a hard surface. The tide pool water is dirty. It should be getting clean. Does it need more filtering? Yeah, it does. Okay, so let's maybe... Or do we need to pump more? I don't know. I thought we were okay in this regard, but apparently not. Connect another one there. Do we need another water pump? I'm wondering about that. Maybe another water pump would be beneficial. Or an underground well. Might be time for another solar generator back over here. We have so many solar power generators. Alright, let's do this here. Alright, now that's got power. Filtering is getting better. So that's good. The stairs may not be in the best location. Really not getting a lot of attention. It may have to do with the location of the pathing. Look at those kids running along the path. That cuts underneath the slide again, still, really? Wow. I mean, unlikely to affect anything, but still. I was hoping that would clear, but... yeah, this is getting to be a bit, call a mechanic. And let's take... oh, wow. Yeah, take a look at the lines for this. I really don't want to shut it down with the ride getting that much attention. This over here is just Well, it doesn't have a super long line. People aren't really getting on it. Interesting. Now, the filtering is dropping. Oh, probably because of the, Could I... Hey, Brawl Mike, could I turn the curb off for the path that cuts through the flume? I can try that. And path foundation off as well. Let's turn the railing on. Yep, that did it. Thank you. Ah, that works. Perfect. Alright, and the other thing that we could do is... There's no supports for that right there. Well, we could fix that there too. There we go. I appreciate that. That did the trick. We know they're dealing with that. Do we need more security? Oh, wow. The line is filling up onto the, Priority queue takes 17 minutes. What's the line for this regular? 5 minutes. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, probably because of the, Probably because of the priority for the queue, I think, for the... is low. If we set it to medium, it goes up. If we... the wait time will go down. I'll make it more worth it, too. It's crowded over here. Really not many people getting on these. Whole ton of different colors of the slides there. I thought about maybe trying to spruce that up. See, nobody's really taking these either. It's just not a lot of people swimming for whatever reason. Oh, do we want to do steamboats? Mmm. Man, that would be really cool to do the steamboats. I don't know though, because I feel like it would probably cut too much off over here. Might do something like that further in the back. I think it might be nice to set something up, kind of like a little plaza over here or something. Just with some additional facilities. Tell you what. Let's do an octagon. We'll do a stamped path. kind of this tiki area. And the other thing that we can do from there is widen this. Yeah, you know what, actually I don't think it needs it. So let's go into... That's kind of picturesque. And then I say what we would do here. We'll tie that all in, of course. Let's go back to blueprints. We can line that up there, and let's do a couple different restaurants here. And then over here we can do a building with some guest facilities, restroom and changing room. I don't know if those are totally lined up, but it's close enough. Alright. Then let's go into facility and we will add let's do that, and then we'll add a restroom back here, and then we'll just fine-tune kind of locating them. Dale, welcome! What's up, brother? New Park is looking freaking sick. Keep up the good work. Get that steamboat ride up and running ASAP, Ella. You know, I don't know if you were here when I just pulled it up a few minutes ago, and I almost got started with it, but you know, I don't want to box myself in too much, especially because I still want to try to fit a lazy river. So I thought about maybe waiting and kind of maybe putting something back here. Guess we could manage to fit it somehow. It's true you can always make bridges with it. But I don't know for sure. Oh, you were? Yeah. Okay. I figured if you made a direct reference to it, but I wasn't sure, because, you know, it can be a coincidence, so. Alright. No. Let me choose only that. pull these forward slightly, maybe. Really? I don't know why those aren't lining up. It might be because they're actually grouped. So let's split that and we can move this individually. And the paths can't cross. Ah! Are they visible from the back? Well, no, you can't even get in there anyway. You know what? I'm not gonna mess with it too much. I'm not worried about it. We'll build out that way. Let's decide what kind of shops we want to add. Switch over to food. I just want to check something quick. Okay. Let's take a look and see what shops we already have. The Grill, Gelato Bros, Chief Beef. A lot of drinks. Splash Emporium, and then the hats. Okay. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's do a pizza pen.
Pizza pen.
Need to sign off, but glad I found your stream. Really enjoyed it. Look forward to more. I appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the tidbit again with the path. So, have a great one. We'll catch you next time. There's no path to Pizza Pen. Yeah, we know. We have to add power too. And then I think it would make sense to add a drink facility here. Do Cosmic Cacao's, Gulpy Soda, Latte Love, Pip Shot we already have, Slush Hour we already have. So delightful. We could do a Soda Lightful, I suppose. Or we could do... We don't have a Cosmic Cow yet. Let's do the Soda Lightful. Whoa. And then we will... line this up as well. Move this slightly back. Does it need to... No, I think it's okay. It doesn't need to be rotated. We just have to shift it. Something like that. It's close. S'mores, s'mores, s'mores all day, Gizmo, welcome. Okay. Let's go to blueprints. We need to add some power. Could really add. Whoa. Alright, shops are covered. Alright, let's go ahead and connect this. Build a coaster with a tilted drop if I want. Ooh. I don't know about that one. I'll have to look into that. Why did it do that? It's like a step down or something. I don't know why it's adding that. I'm totally baffled. I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever. Now we can open these. And then my thought is maybe some scenery back here. Probably end up being just some basic, like, nature stuff. Ah! Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, that's cool. go in here. Build a kid's hybrid coaster if you want like 35 feet, 54-degree drop, 3 airtime and 2 sideways airtime, 1 single inversion if you want, but hope kids still ride it. That's not much of a kid's coaster. We'll add some palms there. Elephant ear. And then maybe over on here we could do... Would that fit? Maybe a larger... Nah. Kentia palm. Oh. These are actually pretty. King of Fern. Whoa, that's large. Fine, we'll build a 200-foot tall hybrid coaster with an 81-degree nearly vertical drop at 4 inversions, 6 airtime hills, and 4 sideways ones, and hope kids still ride it if you want to build it. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a different idea for a coaster that I want to do, but right now I'm actually just trying to mainly focus on, like the water rides and stuff today. We might do something with that later, though. Alright, give me 1 second, we'll be right back.
Air Chapler, Alpha Lima Golf 1.
Du lever millennial seis television. Tava för den hoppar inte.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a phone call I had to take. That was actually a cool view looking back that way to the slides, and then there's just like nothing out this way. And then at least off this way you get that kind of back view of it's really the first half of Mako. Hello, I am a good friend and a special person, and I will be there in a few minutes to go to Walmart for a special day and after workout and each day of Christmas. My best friend heard from me or so. Huh? Not really sure what you're talking about there. Yeah, well, we got people sitting down on the benches. That's good. And then there's a couple others. And look at the bird was sitting there on the bench for a moment. Okay. If we wanted to build out to the side, we could add like additional shops and facilities and stuff like that. We could also build outward this way to additional rides or stuff. So what I want to do is go in, let's do the octagon stamp builder with a 1. Or a 2 is going to be too big, I think. Yeah, it overlaps the building. So we'll go with a 1. Oh, no. Why is it doing this? Might need to destroy the entire... Yeah, I don't understand what those curb bumps are for. So I'm going to clear this whole thing out. Just for a moment. And we'll replace the octagon on a size 3. Now we'll stamp delete the octagon again on a 1 and line it up with the benches. That works. Now we'll go back to this. Yeah, that's better. I don't know why it was doing that. That was weird what it was doing before. And then we can do straight. And it'll kind of go behind the can expand the path out that way. We'll figure something out with this here. Of how we want to kind of overlay that. Staff facility probably wouldn't be a bad idea over here. Alright, now let's go in and add... medium. Okay, and then this goes kind of toward the back. We'll have to just try to line it up best we can. And yeah, that actually comes out okay. Buenos tardes. Yes. Yep, means good afternoon. I'll have to connect that to a staff path. But what we might do is actually expand that and just tie it in over there. We'll turn the grid off and see if we can't. Position those just a little better. And then we'll just build a nice kind of straight path out over here. Switch to staff path. Okay, there we go. What's my biggest wish? I'm not going to share that on stream. I mean, it isn't something inappropriate or anything, but it's just not really something that I want to share. Oh, that's gonna hurt the pacing on that. Getting stopped at the mid-course. That's great capacity, and then this thing is just super long. It's kind of crazy. Underwater. I want to check something. That reminds me. It's going to be in the graphics settings. Do I want to try to turn DLSS on, or do I not need to? What is the biggest coaster in my park? Mako. So that's on Ultra. I'd need to go in and mess around with this a little bit. Uh-oh. And that's the way it was. FSR 3. I hope that doesn't break these. Actually, I think that's worse. I don't understand why. So, above the water, it's fine. But below the water, you see how it's opaque like this? I don't understand why it's not. And I don't know if that's just something with the game, or if that's my graphics settings. Gizmo, oh, I gotta go. Alright, no worries. Well, I hope you can, join us later. I'll be on for a little while longer. If you didn't catch the beginning, I'm probably going to take the next 2 or 3 days off streaming. I'll probably play the game just off stream, doing some kind of cleanup finesse stuff. Then I've got stuff around the house I've got to do. Alright, let me turn this off, because that actually, I think it looks worse. So if I go back into this and switch it to Ultra, all of that should be the same. I don't know, maybe it really didn't make much of a difference, but it just seemed like it did there for a moment. Are these people stuck? I don't know. I'm curious, are people actually taking... They're really not going on these much. I wonder why. What happens if we move the ride entrance? Do we need to adjust the pricing? Yeah. That could make a difference. That may have something to do with it. It doesn't look bad, but maybe a little bit cluttered. And then to get to the back through here... we just have a few kind of additional... Are they stuck? Stuck on the block brakes again. Alright, let's turn that down. Just bump that down a few seconds, because it looks like they're getting stuck on the block section a lot. On the mid course and then at the top of the lift hill. Oh, but that looks really cool. Kind of cluttered through this area here. Alright, and then I want to start sculpting something over this way. It's going to be some scenery work. And then the same thing kind of over here. Let's bump the intensity back up a bit. larger. And then maybe... maybe a taller one even all the way in the back. Whoa. Alright. Now, we're gonna do the opposite over here. Gonna lower all of this. Let's bump that intensity up. This will help it go a little faster. Ha! That didn't reach. let's clear that out. I'll go back into this. And this is going to be a totally new area of the park. Over here. We'll leave this terrain over here kind of as a plateau. And what we're going to have to do temporarily is just looking for a reference for this. Delete that water. And re-add the water. Uh-oh. Was this where it was before? Looks. Now that water is actually slightly low. Ah. Turn the intensity down a little bit there. Now over here it's like a trench. Oh, it wasn't intentional. Alright. Let's go over here, because this water back here by Kraken was kind of the benchmark. Or this footpath. Kind of the bridge at the very center of the park. That's about how that was. And there should be no portion that gets too close or anything. Oh, that's the same thing we did yesterday. Oh, by mistake. Alright, let's undo that. And that puts the water closer to where we want it. Although I would kind of like to try... Oh, excuse me, to get the water to come up through here. But maybe not. What we'll do, perhaps, is just maybe sculpt... Maybe a little further through here. Picnic bench has been vandalized, really? Oh, the janitor already fixed it. Oh, he's climbed up on top of the wall. Okay. Alright. You know what? I think we need to add more security. We've got people vandalizing stuff, and apparently there's been a fair bit of pickpocketing that we want to try to put a stop to. Do we need to hook up another pool filter? That tide pool's looking kind of gross. Let's do it. Let's add another filter. And that should boost it. Yeah, that is just, yeah. And that's running a lot better. One's running a little slower because of the brake run. Or sitting on the final brakes, rather. Well, we could tie this together, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Alright. So we're gonna get rid of these trees. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Alright, and then what we'll do here is... Sculpt some more terrain there. Okay, that's all connected now, so only this lagoon over here with Mako is separate from the rest of the water. And the reference point is actually just right under this path, and we could even tie that together, but I'm not sure how the water level would be affected. Let's not put it too high. Let's get it just underneath the bridge there. And I think that is what we want. No, that isn't. Yeah, we wanted the next one down. And then we'll need to... Ah! Yeah, the water just under there like that, I think, is what we're looking for. It'd be nice to kind of cut a small channel. Ooh, do we want to try that? That could actually be really interesting. Just have it come underneath the... Yeah. Alright, let's do that too. Let's just connect all of this while we can. Alright, so let's do terrain. Intensity, I think, is good. We're going to have this go right under the corkscrew. Oh my gosh. Game just crashed. That's the first time I've had that happen. Let me boot it back up. We'll get back in this pretty quick. The autosave is turned on, so I shouldn't lose more than like 3 or 4 minutes worth of stuff. Yeah. So we just have to redo the terrain under here. now the corkscrew goes right over the water there. Yep, and that exists as it did before. And you got this little oasis area. That could be fun to develop into something. Okay. Oh, come on. Trying to get these things to, trying to get this pool to filter a little bit better. Come on. Yeah, I am curious about how the water level would match, but I want to keep this, you know, as it is. Alright, what are we doing with this? I figured from here we could do like a plank bridge out over. Excuse me. I want to make this a beach. Let's go full size with this here. I know the kind of sand along the edge, these kind of steeper edges isn't totally accurate, but I'm going for a certain. Now I can layer it with rock. And along that. Alright, let's go into footpaths. And so we'll do railings on. And we're going to actually change the type of path. Now let me just actually try out a couple of these just in a bare area. I like that mosaic wooden. Okay. The other thing that we could do would be one of these two types of planks. Either the vertical wooden or the horizontal, which are just crossed in different directions. But I actually like the mosaic a lot. Because they alternate. They look a little bit more refined as the path moves. As opposed to stays in a consistent, like, direction all the time. And then supports, path foundation, and curves all. I'd have to check on that, see how that... Alright. Let's make this slightly bigger. Now we have the trick of kind of building over the water. We can always repaint these if we want another time or something. It's kind of a nice large dock. And then we'll go... I like this onto regular. And the match is there. Okay. Alright. Alright, we'll do that for now, keep that separate. There's a reason. Don't really want people going out here at the moment. We'll expand stuff out here. Might end up making those paths smaller. Now, that'd be cool to set up a fireworks show back here. We might try that at some point. Just kind of wonder how that all goes together. Cool little bit of scenery out here. litter it with palm trees and stuff like that, of course. Why are people, like, trapped out here? It's like they almost can't walk under the slide. This person's like floating in midair. I don't understand. It might be very well because of that. Does the path around here need to be lowered? So let's actually do this. I'm curious if that would help them get to where they need. Oh, that very well might do the trick. Except these people here are still kind of looking like they're stuck. Yeah, so maybe positioning that right here by the yeah, they're having trouble getting below this slide. That's exactly what the issue is. So I think then what we do is delete a lot of this path. Not all of it. But what we can do is the same thing over on this side if they want to cross back over. Would be just to, would be to lower the path again. I'll let them ticket even. Yeah, and that would let them get out that way. And then the only thing would be, it would be a little tougher to get them. I'm not even sure if they'll use this platform because of the way the rides are spaced. I'm not sure though. They may not be able to get up over that. So this might need to be modified. No, they're using that, okay. That's fine. Alright. Yes, we leave that as is then. I don't understand why we keep adding filters and yet this water gets worse and worse. Oh, the slide's in the way. I mean, do these need an additional... I don't know why this is giving me as much trouble as it is. Yeah, maybe just a few additional filters would help over here. It's like a deep network of water filters and all sorts of stuff. That should help. Get that boosted. will turn that on just for now so we can see a little bit better while we work on stuff. Excuse me. Oh, you can't build this underground. Okay. Alright, now we've got a little bit of a water, kind of a steamboat transport ride. Oh my gosh. 20-mile-an-hour boat ride? I'm curious to see that. That's like a speedboat ride. Yeah, we're slowing that down. Have 30 guests riding water slides or flumes simultaneously. Okay, cool. That's a bit slow. Could do maybe 6 miles an hour there. And it'd be cool to get the terrain to function. Could do another station over here because this half of the ride is much longer. But we've got something. We've got something to work with, at least for the time being. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one there. Maybe do something different, but I'd like to do one of those river rapids rides. Alright, let's take a look and see if this is getting better. It is. It's on its way up. That's a good sign. That's actually really pretty. Alright, I think I'm going to get up and do some stuff for a little bit. I may come back and play this later, but it'll probably be off stream. So I'm going to go ahead and save here. And like I said, I'm probably going to take the next couple days off from streaming. Update 2, I believe, is going to be announced tomorrow. Or Update 2, I'm sorry. Update 6 is going to be announced. I don't know why I was thinking 2. Or why I said 2. But yeah, it's going to be announced, I think, on their stream tomorrow, they said. And that means it'll probably be released Friday. But it could be a little bit of a different time frame, but we'll find out. So, but that's going to do it for now, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. And we'll see you in a few days. And until then, take care, stay safe, drink lots of water, be hydrated, sit in the AC or the fan. But yeah, seriously, be safe in the heat. And we'll see ya.